Hello and welcome back again to my little creator commentary on Lemmings Reunion. So last time we finished up the first rank and now let's start with the second one. So the first one is you go first. And let's load in the replay. There it is. Okay. The basic idea of this level is that you have to crank up the release rate to get past these traps, because otherwise you won't have enough stuff to get over this gap and so. So we've gotten 4 lemmings ahead, 2 are being crushed by the traps and 2 guys go on. We need 1 to get past this gap and make the rest of the path to the exit. Can use this little thing to turn the other one around so he can go back and patch up this gap. There's also an extra digger given here to ease the position on that miner here, because that slope can be a bit steep to do it. But yes, other than that, there's nothing else really left here that's mysterious. Simply dig down here. Yes, he has a miner left over to get to the exit. So yes, this shall basically introduce the concept of clustering lemmings to get past traps. Okay, the next one, Christmas climbing. Okay. Well, here I want to introduce the trick of bombing climbers to get a little hole in here from that you can build off. You have to trap these guys in, and we use a basher and a digger to get these lemmings into a safe place so they won't walk out to the left. Send these 2 climbers up so we can make a hole and then build to the exit. We only have got 5 builders in total, so we can't simply build up. Also, maybe today I wouldn't make this, I would change this level a bit, maybe reducing the lemming count by, let's say, down to 30 lemmings or so, because now we have to assign 48 climbers. Only have to do this little builder here, and now we can send them all up. Okay. Yes, this will basically introduce a climber bomber and build out of the whole mechanic. Now, distract them. This level I had quite a lot of backwards to fix, because there were always other ways to do it that I did not intend, where you could trap the crowd or so. The level isn't called distract them for nothing, so you can contain the crowd, that's the main idea here. And you have to, well, distract them. Yes, this area is the main part of the backward fixing area I had to resort to. With little steel plates, also these wooden blocks. Yes, the first distraction is basically just a digger and a basher, while he can build 3 bridges. Next distraction is a miner, while he can build another 2 bridges. Okay, the next distraction is simply a basher, while he can go ahead. A turn again, he has to build another 2 bridges. And at last there's 1 more digger to distract the crowd, while he can build 3. Crowd has to get in while he is digging, otherwise they would splat. It was another, let's say, slightly tricky part in the construction of this level. I had quite a few iterations where they come too late and simply splat on the ground. Also, the time limit here isn't really necessary, but, well, it just shall provoke the sense of urgency here, that you can't simply contain them back there. But it isn't really that necessary, but it isn't that hurtful either. I never experienced a player that had problem with the timer here. So, next one, Egyptian riddle. Where do we got it? Yes. Okay. This level also revolves around like the one in the first rank, where we have to bash under blockers. There are traps down here, and you have to contain these crowds by simply blocking next to the traps. And we also can only lose 2 lemmings, so we have to free them later. One more blocker here. And now we must free them. We only got 1 digger, a basher and a bomber. Let everyone out. And right here we can dig. This should also introduce the mechanics that you can dig next to a wall and the digger will keep on going. So he doesn't stop here. Then we can simply bash under the blockers. There were quite a few problems in the Lemmings version where this basher would release the blocker and the blocker would simply run into the trap. I think it can also be a bit problematic in Neo Lemmings, but well, that's a little part of precision here. Now we simply bomb at a good time to allow the lemmings to get in. Yes, we simply bash them out. He will go out to the left and die. That's our second casualty. Well, yes, the rest has simply go into the exit. Next one. We Are But Lambs, Rock. This title is actually a reference to Tenacious T, the Pick of Destiny. It was a little line in one of the songs in there. And, well, where do we got the replays there? This level is actually a bit related to the last one, because it also uses a trick used there. Got only 1 climber, he will get up. But yes, we choose a second lemming so he can mine and has enough time to mine to contain the crowd. Now he will use the builder against the wall, and then we have to use the trick with digging down beside the wall again. Also, it is important that the miner is low enough to prevent climbing out to the left side. So we dig down, but we, in contrast to last time, we don't turn around. We want to continue to the right, because we have to do a little bit of building here before the crowd comes. We simply build, let him turn around that way, and yes, the rest is simply bashing out the crowd. And that's it. Again, all the stuff is due to the, well, emptiness of the big Lemini level space. But well, I love decorating stuff. So, how was it called? Yes, please stop. The next one. Yes.
Let's go.
In a certain way, this is also related to the last 2 levels, because we have to do something with the digger again, beside the wall. We've got 2 lemmings, only 1 floater, so 1 has to dig. And we don't have stuff to let him stop, really. So we need to have 3 builders for this gap, a digger for this bridge, so the other one doesn't split, and a basher for these barrels. We only got the blocker left, and if we dig far enough to the left, the blocker will cancel out the digger. Yes, right here. That shall introduce that mechanic. I simply dig with the second lemming, as the first one is already a floater. Yes, and that's it. So this is a basic trick introduction level, so you can cancel diggers with blockers without the blocker persisting if the digger hasn't got any terrain in his center. Okay, the next one, the cage. This is another one, let's say, little puzzle. There's a bit of building involved, but basically I want to teach the player to be how's it called? Yes. Careful with the skills to do not waste them. Finally, I found it. Talking and searching for stuff is quite hard. So yes, we've got a little one-way arrow wall here. And we have to send the guy out to the left all of the way around to bash the crowd out. So we cannot simply turn around here, so we have to build to the left edge. And now we must stick and bash under this one-way arrow. In a way, this should also teach that the one-way arrows are limited to a space, and you can bypass them by going under or above them. Next up, we build to this pillar. We have to turn him around with another builder here. We mine and build to that edge. He will turn around. So we have to use another builder. And now we need to build over the exit, bash the crowd out, and then we can simply use the last builder to turn the lemming around, so he won't be stuck down here. Okay. And that's it. So basically be efficient with your skills. The next one is Pyramid Trio. Where do we got it? Yeah. Okay. Here we have to divide our attention. And we only have floaters and builders to handle the hazards on their way to the exit. First things first, these guys will walk into a trap. And the easiest way to get past this trap is simply blocking this. The first lemming does a step, turns around. Here we've got a splatfall, so we need to use floaters. The first one will go ahead and make a pass, the second one will build up to that ledge. Here the second lemming can patch up this gap. So they will walk to the exit pyramid. Here we don't simply build them out, as we want to delay that, so we can get a head start. We still got a few floaters left for that. 2 more floaters. Yes, and now we build. So he has a little bit more time to patch up this gap. Here I turn the second lemming and third lemming around, so he has time, and even the fourth one, so he has time getting over this trap. As you can see, the builders begin to run out. These two block the traps. And we've got a few builders left. We need one here, and well, maybe if one lemming... we even need to use a second one here. But yes, we could even turn around one more lemming. And well, that's it. We simply turn up the release rate and let everyone walk home. Drunk lemmings on their way home. So yes, this was also backward fixed quite a few times. This shall again show the trick where you can build blocks the lemmings, so 3 builders make a block. While he can bash under all these traps using a bomber. That's why this little hole is there. So he stops. They are simply tucked in here. And now we've got 2 climbers and one little, larger water gap. First climber will start to mine here. We send out a second guy. So this little fire hydrant, we can mine it away. He will turn around on the steel, creating the miner back to release the crowd, while he has enough time to build the bridge. And yes, that's it. So it should introduce, let's say, simple miner techniques to freeing crowds, creating paths, also shall let you don't forget about that builder trick. And yes, that's it. So I will skip the rest here and on to the next one. Masters of the Mining Sport. Okay, this is I think the only level that uses this trick in this pack, but I want to introduce it anyway. It can be quite nice, but it's very precise. So we have to mine with the first guy, the second guy we need to delay with a blocker, but he needs to fall into the miner hole again, because we need to save everyone. And the main trick here is to turn the miner around with another miner, but in the same time releasing him. This is a very precise trick. Right here. Wait, maybe I can highlight it a bit more. So he just has made the next swing and dug up more terrain. And he's still inside this jumping, or let's say his moving forward animation. He's technically still there, so he's not moving up to the new spot yet. You see, he's not yet a step forward to the next swing location. And before he moves, we mine the terrain under his feet away and release him. You can see just now the miner position changes. Maybe let's scroll back a little. Here, the new swing. He moves one forward. And just now, as he steps, the last step is taken. And we use that the position of the lemming is still just halfway through the next swing. And with that, we can release miners by simply cutting away the ground under their feet. This is more precise with climbers, as a climber has first to climb up this wall. I think it's even pixel precise with climbers. Because of that delay with the wall here, the climber is often too late to remove the ground under the miner's feet. So yes, the one basher we have to use here, and one more miner for this part. And we're home! Okay, and I think that will be it for this video, so next time, the next 10 levels of the second rank, I think. Until then, have a nice day.